Titus Muya, popularly known as TK Muya, may not be the flamboyant, attention-seeking corporate chief, and he likes it that way. It is what has brought him this far, he says, and enables him to mingle with his staff quite easily, as seen here when we rolled our cameras to get the different sides of him. But hidden in the small stature and maybe an assuming demeanor is an admirable story, one of success against many odds, conquering the heights and awe-inspiring influence, but he does not see it that way.
I'm an ordinary man who was born and brought up in rural Kenya.
It is this man who founded the empire that is today Family Bank, commanding assets in excess of 20 billion shillings, deposits over 16 billion shillings, and as at the end of 2010 had lent in excess of 10 billion shillings. The bank has 54 branches countrywide.
At the beginning, this organization was operating informally. I use the word kiududo. Kiududo in Kikuyu means informal, mchanganyiko maalum. It doesn't have direction. But we have aligned our system now that we are operating informally. Even staff are paid as per their performance.
Family Bank was founded in November of 1984 as the Family Finance Building Society after more than 3 years of return trips to the Ministry of Finance to convince the government that he wanted a license, and this without a banking background or requisite capital. He says he was driven by an idea that conceptualized in his mind 22 years earlier and would not leave him however hard he tried.
I came across this magazine that was talking about business and that said, I think it was 1962, that all businesses that you see in the world were started by individuals and then they grew to become big organizations.
Between 1962, when he completed high school, and 1980, he worked in various departments of government, starting from the Post Office, Kenya Railways, the Ministry of Home Affairs, and Ministry of Tourism, and turned down opportunities to work in India and the United States in the last two ministries to nurture his dream.
This thing about starting something was really knowing in my mind, bothering me so much.
In a way, his life was kick-started by breaking the rules, and the same continues to lie in his success. He went to school in the colonial period against his father's wishes. The father, a freedom fighter, would not stand anything colonial and left instructions before he died that his children would not be taken through the system.
But later on, all the animals that I was taken care of were taken away by the then colonial government because of the emergency. And so my parents have found I had nothing to do. And so they decided that I had better go to school even if they were going to get a curse for my father's death. You see what I mean?
The schools around his area would not take him in because of the father's reputation as a freedom fighter, and to add insult to injury, the mother was injured by the colonialists, incapacitating her to her death 2 years ago. He went to a school in Limuru that turned out to be a blessing in disguise, as his mind was opened up after he got to hear of Ngugi wa Thiong'o, among others, who had proceeded to Alliance and Makerere, inspiring him to want more out of life.
But my hopes had dwindled a little because of what I was experiencing at home. I wanted to take care of my mother. I wanted to take care of my relatives, my brothers and sisters, and I really wanted to help them because I had seen that in Limuru especially, everybody was going to high school, was aspiring to go to high school. I also wanted my relatives to go to high school. What I didn't think about is myself, but I was thinking about my brothers and sisters, how I would help them go to high school.
He tried other businesses in his working life but did not succeed.
One of my friends told me, and this I consider to be very, very critical, you better take what you have been given, Titus, because you never know. You might end up doing with a building society what you wanted to do with a bank.
It was only a matter of time before other financial institutions started falling by the wayside, to many threatening the survival of family finance.
Building society, financial institutions, non-bank financial institutions, banks, they failed. But I have never had any doubt that family finance was not going to survive tomorrow. No.
He survived on advice from a banker friend, a Jeremy Okora, who he says gave him what he considers invaluable to this day.
When you collect that money, deposits, don't lend all of it. If you want to lend very much, lend up to 78%. You must keep a liquidity of a minimum 20%.
But as a building society, he was expected to lend for mortgages.
So you have 1 million, 2 million, and you give a mortgage of 500,000 shillings each. You only give 4 mortgages. What will you be doing the rest of the year? That's a major challenge I had, but let me tell you how I solved it. I decided that we shall never give mortgages.
Titus resigned as chief executive of the Family Finance Building Society in 2007 when it was converted to a bank in compliance with the central bank regulations. He currently serves as non-executive chairman and wants the bank to grow into a pan-African institution with an asset base of over 200 billion shillings over the next 10 years. With focus, he says everything is possible.
That yes, you can. All that you need to do is to decide where you want to go and cite yourself that you can get there. Thank you.
Samuel Kantai, KTN Sunday Night Live.